Ah, so close. Yeah, there's actually 3 or 4 areas in the music where I've kind of trained myself to listen for, and it kind of just depends on what I want to try, because I know there's a few good patterns in them. I think that was it. Okay, we did get a chariot. That's good. Believe it or not, there was also a mobile phone port in Japan. Ooh, yes! Finally got a fool. And the devil. Yep, this is one of the really good patterns. Fool and devil. And judgment's okay. Can we get like a magician? Or am I gonna be too greedy here? Okay. I can work with this. I just have to get a little bit lucky in battle. Not bad. That's 102. Should be good. 125. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. Fool. Not bad. Oh, jeez. Judgment. This should do it. Yep. Okay. That's definitely... definitely sub. Alright. Alright, not bad. There's a few mistakes there. But that's definitely sub 20. That's probably in the 18s or 17s. And at this point, I think that this can go down to maybe 215, 216. Unless there's some really amazing RNG pattern that is basically just Fool and then some sort of craziness where I end up killing him with a Hawkman or something else. But yeah, I basically kind of need the devil. Basically the menus, that's the one part I can be tripped up on, because the PlayStation version is not as nice in terms of button presses. But yeah, honestly, my guess is that it might be possible if there was a really epic way of manipulating the in-battle RNG to get it to like 210, because it technically should be possible for you to enter the battle at like 148 if you're tassing it. If you're basically robot perfect, you could do it, but I don't really think that humans can get that a lot of the time. I think probably 150 is more of a better goal for humans, because a lot has to go right with your menuing, and a lot of it is very tricky. But yeah, that's speedrunning Ogre Battle, Fireseal. And one thing to note, oh, can you get a fast character go first? Yes. That should technically be possible, but usually when you get there, the RNG is not in your favor, because most of the characters that can do it, for example, the Hawkmen, don't have a good agility. And the ones that do, like the ninjas, tend to only deal around 20 or so damage with the pre-configured characters. Also, Princess is one that is pretty common that can usually deal around 20 damage. And you tend to need around 40 or so once the double hits. So the chances of you getting a Hawkman to there, yeah, that's a good idea, but unfortunately the imp is usually not spawning in this, and even if they do, they're generally not a high fly unit for Fireseal, which sucks, honestly. Really wish that they would be. And not only that, but the higher tier imp, the meteor attack that he does is actually slower. So you really need like a lower one or a wizard, and it just doesn't work out that you get those in your high fly unit. But the Hawkman that we got there in that run, that is technically, you should be able to kill the wizard off, Albedo, with just the Hawkman and a card. But we're talking like probably 5 or 6, because you'd have to, a lot of the character positioning affects what your in-battle RNG is. Oh yeah, it usually doesn't matter too much, but for this it does, for low and high, because the high speed unit has to actually make two jumps to the point, and we need it not to get tripped up by the islands and the little tiny forest flagged area right on the first part of the continent. There's not a huge difference. Like, if this were any other level and we didn't have to cross so many pieces of terrain, it probably wouldn't matter so much, but we do. I kind of have wanted to try out some of the different units that no one really uses in terms of the high flyer ones, like the second from top. But my guess is just because of the composition of those units, it's probably not going to save any time, and you'd probably have to get far better card draws to make it work, which once you're using more than 2 cards in a battle, you're pretty much guaranteed not to get sub 220. But yeah, I don't know. I think I met my goal though, so anything beyond this, I'll need to actually do a full task of Fireseal on PlayStation. and Fireseal is faster than the SNES version by probably about 40 seconds overall. And technically, the Japanese version of PlayStation should be, yeah. That's why, I mean, a couple of us on the speedruns.com forums are like, hey, maybe we should separate these. It doesn't seem fair. I personally really liked my SNES run. I'd love for it to be, you know, PlayStation and like the new version of SNES, like the Nintendo Power and Saturn, because they're all basically the same game system, but we'll see. Maybe if we keep poking at the mod of the game. But yeah, so far the Japanese version should technically be faster, but I've done runs with it. It seems like maybe it amounts to 2 to 3 seconds, because there's actually some more like hard-coded delays. So there's not actually much benefit to running the Japanese version for Fireseal, at least, just because there's a lot of menuing that has extra delays. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I unfortunately have work in the morning, so I have to get to bed. But it was nice of you to stop by, and I'm glad someone actually likes watching Ogre Battle content. There's not many folks out there that remember this game. Feels like it's kind of fallen by the wayside. Really wish they'd make another one, but that's probably not going to happen, if I'm honest. Alright. Yeah, 64, I like the graphics, but dear God, the battle system is just horrifying. It can kind of be a fun speed run, because essentially it's just glitch the game into giving you promotes and go to town on one flying character, but it's just not a fun game to play. The whole like the infantry battle stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. You can't even use it if you want to really beat the game in any interesting form or fashion. The tactics ones were okay, though. Not really your traditional Ogre Battle. And the one on the Neo Geo I've actually played around with. There's like a partial translation patch for it. Oh, yeah. In 64? Yeah, that is a very, very long, drawn-out story. And I'm sorry, I'm not particularly invested in I don't even remember what his name is. Maxim or something? I don't even remember his name. You see, all the characters that were created for that game are just kind of boring. It's nice, though, that they have the original leader in it, and I guess a couple of the other ones, but it's just not very interesting. But yeah, meh. At this point, I'd be happy if they made another tactics game. Those are actually a little fun. Alright. Well, I gotta head to bed. Have a good one.